Dela writes, my MVVs, welcome. Ooni of Ife is rumored to have declared a ritual war right now because of Queen Naomi. Something is happening. This, thing with this elders gathering at this time has really pissed the monarch off. Like, he is so pissed off. They said they have never ever seen him like this. Though the Ooni of Ife will not talk, he knows the politics. He knows everything that is going on in the palace. I think weeks before Queen Naomi left, he didn't know. Months after Queen Naomi left, he didn't know. Remember all of those times that he refused to go for Queen Naomi, where the elders gathered and they were telling him he is king, he can marry as many wives as possible. The throne of Oduduwa is not meant for one wife, and all of that. At that time, he never understood the politics. He didn't know what was going on. It was later that he found out that these people deliberately do not want Queen Naomi there, because of the light that she carries, because of what she represents. He knew. And he knew it very late. He knew it after he had married all of these women. He has done that, done a whole lot of things. Been there, done that. He realized exactly what was going on. And from that time, he's been trying to get Naomi back into the palace. It's been very, very difficult. Up until now, they are still fighting. Now, money has been spent. People have contributed. Remember where people were at, the entrance of that group, and people were cooking and all of that. Everybody is doing this, hoping that, Queen Naomi will be reinstated. And for these elders to just come from nowhere with this kind of allegation, it has really, really, really pissed the monarch up, really pissed the Ooni of Ife up. They say something very serious is happening in the palace, of the Ooni of Ife. The air is tense, the shrines are on high alert, and final stages of Queen Naomi's spiritual restoration have taken a dangerous turn. What started as a peaceful return of a queen has now escalated into a full-blown spiritual standoff. The Ooni of Ife has made a powerful declaration that any elder who openly or secretly stands in the way of Queen Naomi's divine path will no longer face palace discipline, but will face the judgment of Ogun himself. The gods of iron, war, and justice, they said the Ooni of Ife had to use the ancient sword to make this declaration because of how angry he was. This declaration did not come from emotion or anger. It came from a place of spiritual frustration and royal clarity, for which Queen Naomi's journey back into her place as the chosen wife and spiritual pillar of the Ooni has been marked by quiet sabotage, murmuring, and manipulations by some people, and palace elders. They pretended to respect the throne while secretly organizing themselves to block every stage of the ritual. When the first and second ritual succeeded, despite their interference, they turned their focus to the final item, and the final ritual, and right now their focus on is to use Upper Orimian as, a weapon against Olori Naomi's reinstatement. And the Ooni of Ife is not having it. He's very upset. They said right now he has used the ancient sword to swear that anybody who stands in the way of Olori Naomi will face the full wrath of Ogun and the god of thunder. When this happened, like, everybody was shocked over what the Ooni of Ife did. Now, after they failed to prove that the staff was fake and none of them had the courage to chew the sacred kola nut to support their claim, many thought that would be the end of the resistance. But instead of surrendering quietly, these same elders began sowing confusion in private, holding sacred meetings and spreading doubt among the lesser chiefs and, shrine workers. They thought the Ooni would continue tolerating it. They thought he would overlook it for the sake of palace unity. But what they did not expect was that the Ooni had reached his limit. Kabiyesi wants his wife back, and there is nothing anybody can do about it. This week, in a rare midnight gathering at the Ogun shrine inside the palace, they said the Ooni invoked the ancient order of ritual war. This is not a physical war. It is a spiritual declaration, an ancestral alert that once all that interfere against destiny will be met with irreversible judgment. The Ooni of Ife stood before the Ogun staff with his right, hand raised and declared that from this moment, any elder, priest, or servant who works against Queen Naomi, ritual completion, either with word, declare, or manipulation, will answer directly to Ogun. He said they would not intervene. He would not plead. He would not offer covering. If Ogun chooses to strike, let it be so, because he is tired of telling adults the same thing over and over and over again. Queen Naomi is not your problem. Queen Naomi was chosen by the gods. Queen Naomi was chosen by grace. There's nothing you can do. You can never stop her path. You don't have the capacity of stopping what God has decided should be. You do not have the capacity, and you will never, ever be able to stop Queen Naomi. He has said this time and time again, and he is indeed tired of saying it. They say this declaration has shaken the palace. Elders who once spoke freely now speak in whispers. Some of them have not returned to the palace, since last night. A few have even sent messages to shrine priests asking for cleansing or seeking permission to travel suddenly, just to avoid being near the rituals as they progress. One palace insider revealed that a well-known elder from the, Ede Road side, who had openly questioned the legitimacy of Queen Naomi's path, suddenly failed, like nothing happened to him. He was just entering his house. He failed. After the Oni made the declaration, he reportedly lost the use of, one of his legs, it's like a stroke temporarily, and could not even speak for several hours. While his family insists it's a health issue, others believe it was the beginning of Ogun's response. Another elder who tried to secretly bribe a palace scribe to delay, ritual documentation was caught not by guard but by a junior staff member who overheard and reported it immediately. That elder has now vanished from the palace entirely, and no one knows where he is. Queen Naomi has remained calm through all this. Those close to her say she has, entered the sacred fast and is staying in spiritual isolation in preparation for the final full moon ceremony. She has said nothing publicly, but her peace and silence speaks loudly. This is what has been happening right now in the palace. They said Ooni of Ife is ready for anybody, whoever you are, who is standing against Naomi, who feels like you have the capacity of stopping Naomi from coming to the palace. Bring it on. Kabiyesi say he is indeed ready for them. All of them right about now. Going to bring you more update. Do not forget that these are all alleged, rumored, unverified information making the rounds on social media and should not be seen as fact.